Perseverance. Much like fundamentals, you can't have fun without having fundamentals. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, but I don't think you can achieve a goal without having perseverance. That seems very straightforward to a lot of people. I'm sure you can't really get here from there without some work in between. And it's all about that dash in between, the in-betweens. Even when you hear people about living in that dash, and I remember a lot of grad speeches. Graduating high school, they said it's all about what you do within that dash, from your start date to your finish date, and that's pretty well what I want to talk to you about right now. That perseverance that is needed in order to do the simplest of things. I mean, when we were little kids, it took perseverance to learn how to walk. For those of us who are blessed enough to have our bodies cooperating with us, we're able to stand up, get up, walk. We probably don't think about it anymore. But as a youngster, you're grabbing onto the kitchen table, you're grabbing onto your parent's knee for balance. You can't yet walk, and really, what is it? You don't just wake up one morning and all of a sudden go like, well, I'm pretty tired of all this crawling stuff. What I'm going to do is walk to the kitchen and pour myself some milk. Anybody else want anything? That's not the way it works. Perseverance, you keep trying, you chip away, and eventually you reach your goal just in time to set new ones. So I was talking to a friend of mine about just life in general and how things are, and the theory of perseverance, the idea, the action of perseverance came up. Now my friends started their own business, and it doesn't really matter what the business is, because the general idea you guys are going to get as I go further here. So my friends started their own business, and it took a year to see any growth, any profit, anything at all. And he told me the toughest thing was looking people in the eye and being confident in his own vision and persevering through the stuff, the negativity, the doubt that other people threw at him. He said that was the toughest part. His girlfriend understood what he wanted to do, said, I'm going to stand by you through this. She was in school, in university herself. But he said, telling his parents, I don't want to do what I went to school for and pursue that, which would have been, in the eyes of other people, lucrative, and you would have had the perfect job. You would have moved into the perfect house. You would have had the perfect little kids one day, into the perfect retirement, and eventually into the perfect death. So he didn't want all that. He told his girlfriend, this is what I want to do. I want to open up my own business, something I can leave my mark on the world, and for future generations, they can say this guy had the balls to do it. He told his parents the same thing, and they said, we think it's a mistake. You didn't go to school, you didn't go to university to just all of a sudden quit and do what you want to do. Now we can dissect that line real quick. We didn't send you to quit and do what you want to do. It's pretty ironic, isn't it? So the general idea out there is that we'll all just go along like sheep and follow whoever it is that we're following, people on magazine covers. And we'll just go along miserable and unhappy in our lives, unhappy in our relationships, because that's what everybody does and is expected. But as soon as you want to maybe switch lanes, move into your own nest, that's frowned upon. So, in saying this to you, we'll come back to the theme here of perseverance. We've talked about goals before. We've talked about being confident in yourself. We've talked about loving yourself. But this idea of perseverance is one of the most powerful things I think that I can relay to you today. Because without perseverance, not a lot lot of things will be accomplished in whatever world you want to think of: business, um, arts, athletics. Um, if you take the first no you get as the end all be all, what would be accomplished in this world? So I'll take you to a few companies that everybody really knows. We'll go Elon Musk, who obviously is known for PayPal and Tesla. We'll go Bill Gates, who is well known for what? Yeah, Microsoft. And we'll go, you guys know exactly where I'm going, but we'll go Steve Jobs, right? Mac. So you take these three guys, and the common denominator within them is not stopping when someone either told them to stop because their goal wasn't possible, and that they didn't care about outside influences. They didn't care about a piece of paper on the wall saying they graduated from this school and therefore now you're brilliant. They didn't care about what people said, like, oh, you dropped out, you're never going to do anything with your life. They didn't care that they had to submit 200, 300, 400 ideas, patents, talk to people that called them crazy every single day for however many years. What they cared about was getting to their end goal that at one point maybe only they could see. And perseverance is what carried them through. So how does this apply to you? It comes back to your goals and what you want to do with your life. Now, again, there are certain things that we do in order to survive, in order to fight another day. And I fully understand that. I'm not saying drop everything and focus solely on something that may be 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 years down the road. It's not what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is when you do hit a speed bump, and you will, anyone pursuing their passion, anyone pursuing their why, will hit a speed bump along the way. We will hit a naysayer along the way. We'll hit a day where it's like, why am I doing what I'm doing when it would be so much easier to just shut my mouth and fit in? I'm talking about those days. To just recognize that it's just life. This is all that's happening. I mean, we don't need to go too far up. We don't need to go too far down. Celebrate, of course. Mourn. Mourning is a part of being human. You can be angry. It's a part of being human. You can feel fed up with the circumstances. If the wind blows the wrong way, you can be like, it messed up my hair. But what does that change? What does that change? You know, there's a little saying, and I've used it a couple times. I don't even know where I heard it, if it came to me in a dream or if it was told to me when I was younger, but it said, no matter if the sun comes up or not, the mouse under the floorboards is still going to want your cheese. You kind of understand? So no matter if the sun comes up or not, it does not matter what is going on around you. The mouse under the floorboards is still going to want your cheese. So no matter what you think is going on in your bubble, time keeps moving. Things keep going. The clock keeps ticking. If you think it's a great day, keeps ticking. If you think it's a horrible day, keeps ticking. And then I'll come back to that dash. So what are you going to do within that dash? Because we know that at some point, we know you have a starting date, and we know that at some point you will have an end date. I don't want to be a downer on your parade, it's just true. So if you let, in the metaphor, if you let that sun rising each and every day affect what you do with your time and how you pursue your own goals, then you've already lost. And that mouse under the floorboards that wants your cheese can be someone looking to take your spot, whether it be in the classroom, at work, looking to get a promotion to where you are. It could be within athletics. You know, each year you go back to your team and they say, hey, there's this kid that plays your position. He's younger, stronger, faster than you. What are you going to do to keep your job? We can look at that mouse anyway. But the fact is that while you're sitting in a corner feeling sorry for yourself, the rest of the world has picked up its baggage and is moving on to the next station. And what allows you to move forward with time, with the rest of the world? Perseverance. Circumstances may change, but your drive does not have to. And your drive need not change. So there'll come a time where you feel like, maybe I don't have to put in the extra work. Maybe, you know what, I've done enough. I deserve this. I've earned that. I'm entitled. And you hear that a lot too, entitlement. What are you entitled to? Because you woke up this morning, you want a medal. Is that what you want? If you want a medal, we can get you a medal. We can get you a t-shirt. We can get you a trophy. But what I'm talking about is that greatness that lives within you. If you want to tap into that greatness that lives within you, that lives within all of us, perseverance is the path to take. Now, not everyone's path is going to be the same length. You may look at some people and say, man, it seems like it came so easy. This guy got this at 18 years old. But what did he go through from the time he was born to 18? Because everyone has a story. This girl in my class, she just gets it. She aces every test. I don't know, I don't even see her study, and yet she's at the top of the class. What happened between her beginning and the writing of that most recent test to give her study habits, to give her a memory, to give her an understanding that outdoes yours? I'm not talking about physiological stuff. I'm not talking about brain to brain or different people's talents. I'm talking about pure hard work, pure focus. So maybe just keep that in the back of your mind. We all have different things that we're striving towards. We all have different inner beings that we're trying to please. And I hope it's a positive one for all of you who are listening to this today. I hope there's a positive inner voice telling you, yes, you can. Because if we all have goals, that means we all have a path. And if we all have a path, that means that we're all going to struggle and fail at some point. And I really hope you persevere so that you can shake your inner being's hand at the end of this story, at the end of your story, at the end of that dash that we're all living in. So take that with you today. Take that with you today, tomorrow, and any day that you think, I've had enough. Maybe I'll take a break. Maybe I'll come back to it later. It's perseverance, man. And life is going to be here regardless. But what are you going to do between your start date and your end date? That's what makes us special. That's what makes us special. So just persevere.